Yo, 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 what's good, everybody? So today I'm finna show you my brand new subway map. It's like a website where you can create your own custom train lines, and it's this is what it's called. I'll leave the link in the description, right? So let's get into it. First we're gonna start off with Manhattan. So for the most part, the um the one train, right, Central Park West, and the Lenox Avenue line, they're all the same. I added a 125th Street shuttle because there's a lot of congestion there, and the we just need like a crosstown thing because the buses are not really effective. During traffic they move slow, so we need a shuttle for that, right? Also the 9 train runs from 96 to all the way up to Riverdale Avenue in the Bronx. I extended the one train. But like the Broadway line needs an express, so that's why I added the 9. So let me clarify something. Like every express line I add to an already existing line, it's like basically a 24/7 express service, but not it's not 24 hours though. It runs from AM rush to like 10 p.m. That's my custom settings, right? So the 9 runs from 96 all the way up to the Bronx Express, and the 1 is local. All right. So I deleted Harlem 148th Street, and I extended the 3 to Frederick Douglass Boulevard, and then 155th Street on the B and D. Um, Next up, I actually removed the Second Avenue subway up here. I moved the queue to First Avenue, and the T train runs on Third Avenue with the U train. The U train is basically like another 24/7 express service, but not 24 hours. The U train starts up with the T train over here in the Bronx, and it's express, and the T is local. Right, so then the U train, it then splits off from the T at 63rd Street, and it goes to Queens. And then there's an actual Second Avenue subway down in Lower Manhattan. That's the Y train, the Y. Right, so it runs along with the T, but the Y is on Second Avenue, and the T is on Third Avenue. The reason why I made T Third Avenue, because it would make more sense because, right, Third Avenue in Manhattan, and the T also goes by Third Avenue in the Bronx. So that's what I just did. So, what else? I extended the L to 34th Street Hudson Yards. I actually made the G train run via Fifth Avenue all the way down to um South Ferry, and yeah, the T and Y trains. So the Y actually joins the T at Kenmare Street, which I Kenmare Street is actually Bowery Station in real life, but I renamed it. So yeah. Um, what else? I extended. s- Oh, that's pretty much it. Yeah. This is the Triborough Express. It goes Manhattan, Brooklyn, and Queens. So it starts off at 11th Avenue, 14th Street, right? And it runs at, oh shoot, this is incorrect. Wait, let me, All right. So it starts off at 11th Avenue, 23rd Street, right? And it stops at most of the stations on 23rd. So like it stops on 8th Avenue, right? It skips 7th, it skips 6th, then it stops at 5th, it skips Park Avenue, it skips 2nd Avenue. No, it skips 3rd Avenue and stops at 2nd Avenue. Right. I made it 23rd Street because 23rd Street is like where all of, like you can see, right, 34th Street is like the stops are jumbled up, and 42nd Street there's already enough congestion. Up here is just too much, right? Down here there's already a train line. Down here's again too much. So 23rd Street, you can see how like it's nice and organized. That's why I made it via 23rd Street. And I made a stop here because, like, see, look what happens when I see it goes all the way up here. It does that for no reason. Like, I want it to go straight across to Queens, but it has to do all of this for no reason. So I have no choice but just to make it stop right here, right? Um, so that's it from Manhattan. The next place we're gonna go next is the Bronx. So everything's pretty much the same. Well, most things pretty much the same. We're gonna start off with the west side. I'm pretty sure I already explained this, but yeah. So the nine train stops right here at Riverdale Avenue, but it goes one stop further to Palisade Avenue, right? So the T and U trains, they run via Independence Avenue, and the U is express, the T is local. The 1 and 9 trains, the 1 is local, the 9 is express. I already said that, I think. I extended it a few stops, right? So let's talk about this turquoise line. This is the Cross Bronx Express. It connects most of the train lines except for the W. But like it still connects because you can take the 2 or 5 one stop and there's the W train. But yeah, it's like a Cross Bronx Express and it runs to City Island. Um, I extended the 6 to Co-op City. I also extended the D train the B and D trains, Co-op City. The 5 and 2 are pretty much the same. I extended the 4 from Woodlawn. It's not really Woodlawn because it's actually in Van Cortlandt Park. So I renamed it to Bainbridge Avenue and I actually extended it to Woodlawn. So Katona Avenue and 233rd Street. Um, yeah. So now the the T and U trains run via 3rd Avenue, right? I already explained why. Yeah. So that's pretty much it. Well, the W train, I I extended it from Astoria Ditmars. The the W is local and the N is express. So the N stops right here at Fifth Avenue and College Point, but the W continues to Sedgwick Avenue and Highbridge. So it's basically like another Cross Bronx Express, but it's not. It doesn't go across the whole Bronx. Yeah, it runs like with the BX39 route on White Plains Road for a little bit. So now we're gonna move to Queens. So right, I think I already explained this, but if I didn't, so the U train that's coming from up there in the Bronx, it splits off with the T at 63rd and it goes into Queens, right? The Y train, which runs along with the T, but like on Second Avenue and the T is on Third. The Y train, it also splits off with the T at 57, and it goes in the 63rd Street tunnel. The F only the F stops at Roosevelt. Um and yeah, I extended the G to South Ferry via Fifth Avenue. So the Y runs with the G for a little bit, right? And then it splits off at Metropolitan Avenue, and the Y goes via Metropolitan Avenue for the rest of its route. Um, right here at like no, at Jamaica Metropolitan Avenues, it splits off from Metropolitan and goes via Liberty, and then it turns on to Linden, and then goes up on Springfield to Jamaica Avenue. That's it. So right, Queens Boulevard is pretty much the same except for one change. Um, the E splits off at Briarwood, and then the C replaces the E because I made the C run full time to Lefferts, and the A is just gonna go full time to Far Rockaway. So by the way, this yellow line is the Triborough RX. It goes to Northern Boulevard on the 7-Eleven. We'll get to that later. But yeah, the E leaves at Briarwood, the C replaces the E and goes express with the F, and they all terminate at Hewlett Street. Now Richmond Hill Shuttle. I would have named it S, but the game wouldn't let me. Like if I do that, it's gonna like take the 42nd Street shuttle right here, and it's gonna extend it all the way over here. So I can't name it S because it's just gonna think that I'm trying to use a 42nd Street, but I'm trying to make a new shuttle. Oh, but I forgot. I extended the 42nd Street shuttle to 10th Avenue. It stops on every block on 40. Well, not really every block, but it stops at 10th Avenue, right? And it terminates at 2nd Avenue. It stops on every station on 42nd. Stops at every station on 42nd. Um, the 7 and 11. So the 7 is pretty much the normal route, right? 42nd Port Authority bus terminal. Um, it kind of like skips because the stations are too close to each other, right? So the 7, it skips stops, and then see 42nd Street, Bryant Park, skips Fifth Avenue, Grand Central, and then, oh, yeah, Grand Central, and then goes to Queens. But the 11 is just a straight shot down into Queens, 34th, and then straight to Queens, right? The 11 is express, so then it stops at Court Square, and so on, so forth. Express service, 24/7, but not 24 hours. So, yeah, I already talked about this extension. The N stops right here and the W continues to the Bronx. Um, the 7 and 11 stop at Glenwood Street, right in front of Long Island. All the trains right here, they stop next to the border of Long Island and Queens. So, um, What else? Oh, as I was saying about the shuttle connects Parson Boulevard to Sutphin Boulevard, JFK, and Metropolitan Avenues. I created this because, like, you could already, the shuttle, it doesn't need to happen because you could already, like, you could take the C to, Sutphin and then take it down here to Liberty, and then you could take the E back up to Jamaica Metropolitan. But I created the shuttle because I wanted to make it easier for passengers. Like they don't have to go through all that congestion in one area. It's just too complicated, so I just created a simple shuttle. So yeah, I already talked about the why. Now moving on to oh yeah, the E train. So hmm, right, the C replaces it. The E goes via Belt Parkway onto Brooklyn. We'll get to that later. And one more thing. Oh, the U train, right? So the U train goes via 63rd into Queens. It doesn't run along with the G. It actually goes on its own route. Um, goes via Long Island Expressway. Its whole route is just the Long Island Expressway until Little Neck to 60th Street. That's it. All right, that's pretty much all there is for Queens. Well, not really. We have to talk about the MJ line. So the MJ line is Brooklyn and Queens. Um, this the majority of it is on Myrtle Avenue. Starts at J Street, Myrtle Avenue in Brooklyn. Just goes by Myrtle Avenue, and then um Myrtle Avenue. Myrtle Avenue turns into Jamaica Avenue, so it goes via Jamaica Avenue. And then the reason why I didn't make it continue on Jamaica Avenue is because there's already Queens Boulevard next to it. So Queens needs some service down this way. So it splits off onto Merrick Boulevard, and then the rest of it is just Merrick Boulevard until it actually goes into Long Island, but not that far. It's like the border is right here, and here's Long. Yeah, you can see it. This is like the border thing. I don't know. But yeah. All right. Moving on to Brooklyn. The the MJ is like the old M route. So these will all be the current day M train stops. Forest Avenue, Cypress Hill Street. Well, these are not M stops, but Forest Avenue is an M train stop in real life. But instead of making the M train go all the way via Myrtle Avenue, it actually turns to the L on Myrtle Wyckoff, and the M is local while the L is express. So basically goes local express until Avenue N. The L train splits off with the M and go continues to Coney Island Stillwell Avenue. So the E train comes from all the way up here, booms straight down, and it replaces the L. Um, it replaces it. Well, it runs local, so I don't know. But yeah, it kind of replaces the L, right? So now for this segment, the M train is gonna go express, um, via Kings Highway. Oh yeah, so right, I extended the L, and it goes via Flatlands Avenue. Then it leaves to Coney Island on Kings Highway. Right, then they go via Kings Highway. So basically, the M is Flatlands Avenue Local Kings Highway Express. and the E is um Belt Parkway local. I and Kings Highway local, I guess. So yeah. I actually had to rename stops because like on the Brighton line, this is called Kings Highway, but you know, you you're already on Kings Highway with. So for example, you see on the F, it would be called Kings Highway, but if this was already Kings Highway, it would make no sense. So I have to rename it and like put the street that the other line is running on, so it doesn't confuse passengers, right? Brighton line is next to 15 and 16 streets. Um, Sea Beach line is next to 8, 7 streets. Yeah, and then they run to Bay Ridge 95th Street. Um, so I extended the G from Church Avenue. Where's Church Avenue? Um, right here. Where's Church Avenue? Yeah, right here. I extended it from Church. The F is express, the G is local, and they run to Coney Island, Stillwell Avenue. For West End, I deleted some stops because they're too close together. Also, for Brighton Line, I did. Everybody knows that Cortelyou Road and Beverly Road is the closest distance between stops on the NYC subway. Like the train is literally still in the station while it gets to the next station, if you know what I mean. Like, yeah, so I deleted Beverly Road and I moved it to Dorchester Road, one street down, so it's not that close. Right, so, alright, let's talk about the three. I extended it from New Lots to Spring Creek. Also, the four, it just runs down Utica Avenue until here where Utica ends. So I also extended the Eastern Parkway line. Well, no, Flatbush Avenue line. The two is express and the five is local. And the five is local. And then they run to Coney Island, Stillwell Avenue. Um, oh, I forgot to mention this in Queens. I extended the S a few stops so this is usually where it would terminate, but I extended it 2 stops to here. It's just to fill up the residential area. I was gonna extend it to here, but no one really. That's not a high traffic place, but this is a residential area, so I just extended it 2 stop. What else? Um, oh yeah, the Franklin Avenue shuttle. I extended it from Prospect to Fort Hamilton, and this is where it would. Well, I made it go to Nostrand instead because it's just better for passengers since it's an express stop. Like they don't have to take the C1 stop back down to get onto the Franklin shuttle. And the Franklin Avenue shuttle is not really on. I forgot to save this. I deleted it and hold on. Sorry about this. Yeah, the Franklin Avenue shuttle is not really on Franklin Avenue. Just it just runs like next to it. So I'm gonna put it on Franklin. Instead, I'm gonna make a stop at St. Mark's Avenue because Park Place already exists in Manhattan on the 2 and 3 chain. So to avoid confusion, it stops right here on St. Mark's Avenue. Alright, now let's remember to save this. Alright, so I extended it 2 stops to Broadway Myrtle. Um, yeah, so that's pretty much it. Let me know if you have any questions or want me or have any ideas for me. So, oh, I forgot Staten Island. So basically, it's pretty much the same, but all I did was delete a few stops because they're too close to each other. So yeah, that's it for Staten Island. Um, okay, is there anything else I didn't talk about? Um, all right, everything is good. Oh yeah, this thing. Okay, this is the last one. I extended the A1 stop to 218, and I renamed this to Isham Street because 207 is right here, and the stop is actually on Isham Street, not 207. So I renamed it and extended it to 218. All right, that's it. So let me know if you have any questions or concerns and ideas for me to add. Thank you for watching my video. Sorry for the stuttering and because I just woke up and like, yeah, I can't really talk. I don't know what's up with me, but it's hard for me as a person to explain stuff. So sorry for the stuttering and all of that. Um, see you on the next video.